What's up everybody, this is Nick Pantano from Soundspace doing another Technique Tuesday, but today we're going to start doing things just a little bit differently. So we've been doing all this content specifically to and for our Instagram account. We are now going to start going the way of the YouTubers. So keep your eye on our Instagram account. All the information will be fed through there. Link to our YouTube channel. Of course on YouTube we are also Soundspace ATL. But we'll still be doing these posts. You'll still see this on Instagram, but we'll just kind of put the technique post itself here on Instagram, and if you want to see the full clip instead of using IGTV, we will now be over on YouTube. So be sure to like and follow us over there and hit the little bell for all of the updates on our YouTube channel. Things to expect. We're not going to get into, instructional content really on YouTube. As far as like a method of teaching through YouTube, through pre-recorded videos. The reason for that for me is pre-recorded videos essentially assume the one-size-fits-all education approach, and I wholeheartedly believe against that. If you know me well, you know my story, you know why I believe against that. If you want to find out more about that, sign up for lessons and I'll tell you sometime. But I experienced it myself. One size fits all in any area of education is just not the best way to handle things. So we're going to utilize our YouTube channel to give you tips and tricks just like we've been doing here on Tuesdays. You'll see plenty of that ongoing, and sure, we're going to talk about music content and a little bit of kind of instructional things, but don't worry, we are not switching to a internet-based pre-recorded video lesson model. This will be utilized to kind of get into some other things, even sometimes just my opinion on bands or music or concepts or whatever I want. But look for the majority of our content to now be hosted on YouTube, and then kind of sprinkled out on Instagram, Facebook, and perhaps even TikTok one of these days. So follow us on there. Like I said, smash that like button, all those YouTube things. You're going to be hearing all of it, but we're going to try to keep the longer videos, like this whole video, will be hosted on our YouTube video. Look to our Instagram for the short tips, tricks, all that sort of stuff on Tuesday, and any kind of our short clips about any subject matter that we decide to tackle. And also, last but not least, is look out for more content from everybody's favorite, Miss Cece, coming soon. She is finished with her master's degree, our piano instructor, Miss Cece. She just finished her master's degree from Georgia State, and is very excited to be ramping up her digital content for our social media and our YouTube as well. So keep your eyes peeled. Today, folks, for our Technique Tuesday, what we're going to talk about is kind of like the home of where all of your technique practice, really lives in a very literal sense. Your practice space, how you're approaching practice, and how to get the most out of it. So number one, the first thing is get your instrument out. So piano players, bear with us. Some of this will apply directly to you, some of it won't. But if you play guitar, let's go ahead and grab this camera and move this around, show you guys what's going on here. Let's see. So if you're a guitar player, it's very important. The first thing that happens, you get home, you take out your instrument, out of the bag, out of the case, and get it onto a stand like this. So there's wall mounts, there's stands like we see here, and there's also stuff like this. This is not the most secure thing, but it works. So I don't really have this lined up, but this is a, here we go, shot of nothing while I set this up, folks. Bear with us here. This is a guitar rest. So you actually rest the guitar on the floor, and the neck rests against this little thing right here. And it's super cool. I mean, it's really handy. Of course, we sell these here at Soundspace if you are a member. So yeah, this is a good solution as well. These are super cheap. I think they're like maybe 15 bucks. Don't quote me on that. But get your instrument out. Never laying on the floor. That's kind of the big thing we're getting at here. So get it out, get it on a stand or a wall mount or whatever you've got and have it out ready to go. The next thing is, same thing applies to your music. If you have any written or printed music, as soon as you go home, you get that stuff out and you get it onto, ideally, a music stand like this. This is what we use in the studio. These are Manhassets. Great music stand, but it doesn't matter. Folding music stand, whatever you've got, whatever works. But get it out, get it on a music stand. The important thing here that we're getting at is you don't want to be looking down. Let's see, let's get this back over here so we can get you guys lined up to see what we're talking about here. Okay. So yeah, you never want to be with your instrument. Let's grab a guitar and like looking down like this while you practice. You know, like so many people will, you know, just throw their book on the floor, right? So you get this kind of thing, like, oh yeah, bam, and I'm down here like, if you've ever tried it and done it for more than, you know, 5 minutes, you already know what I'm talking about. Like, it kills your neck. It's a bad idea. So we want to get our music out. This is blank here off the wall, but just as an example. Well, whatever, we're closing it. Out, in front of you. Let's see, can we get it in the shot? Yeah. So if I have this up, I want to be practicing looking out, looking up. Very kind of simple psychology here, just like you're trying to remove any barrier that is going to decrease your practice time. So who would sit there and keep practicing for an extra 15 minutes, you know, when you're trying to push even just 5 minutes? Even if your brain wants to practice, you're stoked to practice, but everything hurts because you're looking down, you're not going to keep practicing, you know, like you're gonna, oh, my neck hurts, I'm gonna get up and take a break. You take that break and then you get sucked into something else. It's usually how these things go. So instrument out, music out. The other thing is to just kind of have everything you need nearby, right? So this is our video studio, but kind of an example here. So I've got my tuner, I've got my capo, I've got my picks, everything's out, ready to go. You know, we want as little, like I'm saying, little barriers, as few barriers in place as possible between us and, let's go camera, and rockin'. Let's see, let's check the notes, hold on, did we get everything? Oh, and the last thing, yeah, timers. So at the end of the day, we've got to remember a very simple fact about playing any instrument, learning to play any instrument. So humans, let's get our face focused here. Humans are really monotaskers. You know, that's what we do best. We are capable of multitasking, we're pretty good at it, but we do our best learning, we do our best work when we are doing one single task. So the best thing there, we all have it, it's in your pocket already. There you go. You have timers, you have like complex timers, multiple timers, layered timers, stopwatches, you name it. So this is really just all about kind of how much more your brain is really capable of dialing in its focus when it knows, when it's like confirmed for your head that it doesn't have to keep track of time. You know, if you're trying to practice and you're like, I'm gonna practice for like 15 minutes, and you're kind of like watching the clock, maybe you got somewhere to be, maybe you got something to do, or you're practicing a lot of things and you're just trying to make sure you get in, you know, different, 15 minutes of this, 30 minutes of that. If you're trying to keep track of time while you're doing it, that's just one more distraction. So set a timer. For me, it's usually between 15 and 30, sometimes 45 minutes or something, but it's really all about kind of smaller chunks of time, but doing things repetitively. So what I like to do usually is set a timer for between 15 to 30 minutes, like I said, of whatever I'm working on. Fully dedicated to that, whether it's scales or chords or whatever, then set another timer when I'm done for 5 to 10 minutes for a break. If you can, get outside, take a walk, do whatever, get away from what you're doing and do something completely different than music, But again, set that timer so you don't allow yourself to get sucked into something. 5 or 10 minute timer goes off, I'm back to practicing whatever I was working on for another 15 to 30 minute interval. If it's something I feel like I need a little bit more time with, or it's just more difficult literally to like move my hand, it's something that's so new that I just feel like I need that extra time, then same thing, but we're talking about 30 to 45 minute practice sessions. And then again, that 5 to 10 minute break period, it's always extra effective for me if I can get outside during that break time. I believe it was Einstein, known for taking frequent walks when he would take his breaks. And you know, if it's good enough for Einstein, I think it's good enough for the rest of us, right? So that's it for this week. Like I said, find us on YouTube. There will be a link to the channel at the bottom of this video. We'll make sure we get it up in our bio on YouTube, and you're gonna hear me ranting about it all the time from now on. But check us out on YouTube, and keep your eyes here on Instagram for the short versions of Technique Tuesday and lots more video content to come.